Hey everyone, this is Manly Badass Hero, and welcome back to The Evil Within. Previously in The Evil Within, we defeated some Lovecraftian and xenomorph wannabe. Now we're off to the final chapter to confront Ruvik and his edgy ideals. I knew it. You put me in here. Wait. Some artsy hipster thing. I always knew hipsters would kill me. Back here again? The music's playing. Haven't heard it here in a while.
Nobody here at all?
Never was. So is me. Detective Castellanos, turn in your badge. Shit.
Ruvik?
Didn't get to save yet.
Losing our minds. Losing our minds. Losing our minds.
Leslie!
Losing our minds.
Leslie!
Losing our minds. Losing our minds. This way.
It's good if we can hit up the save point and everything else during that whole losing our minds event.
Hey, wait!
It's a lot bigger than I thought it was.
Alright, kid, where are you taking me?
Due to the nature of this facility and these hallways, I half expected laser traps to come out and Sebastian to start running up against the walls. Here we go.
This way. This way.
It's going to come down.
This way.
Sebastian! Leslie!
Why does my life suck so much?
beacon, just like Joseph said.
I don't even begin to know how we got here. Like, logistically. Leslie. We gotta remember a perfectly dramatic moment, like giving us crates to smash.
I knew it.
This looks like a bug. See my mouse pointer. That fixes it. It's kind of nostalgic, except without all the glitches. Damn. Ah, screw it. You're gonna make me work for this cardio, aren't you, Ruvik? Could just be simple.
The sedative they used on me must have been my own. I was aware of every slice, every severed nerve, every tug of flesh pulled away from my bones until absolute darkness overtook me. Darkness and pain. 1,000 other sensations as they probed my cerebrum, examined my work. An eternity of intensity. Pain. Pleasure. Rage. Ecstasy. Blending together into a single piercing noise. Until the darkness was broken by sparks. Like twinkling starlight. The pain. The noise. The light blends together, takes shape. It's a place I know so well. My prison. My home.
You brought this on yourself.
The sedative they used on me must have been my own. I was aware of every slice, every severed nerve, every tug of flesh pulled away from my bones until absolute darkness overtook me. Darkness and pain. 1,000 other sensations as they probed my cerebrum, examined my work. Eternity.
So this actually did exist. This wasn't just bullshit made up from meta world. Back here again. Kinda curious. Yeah. Question is, which is the one I want to go down? This door? And that one. This might have been the correct one because there's the light at the end of the tunnel. No, this is the one I wanted to go.
Leslie?
Don't go there.
Going to the top. Maybe this is the bottom of his brainstem. Of the machine, anyway.
By the time I realized Jimenez had betrayed me, it was too late. I was so close. He knew it. Knew that I was too focused to notice when he brought those men. They'd never gotten past my traps otherwise. Their device is a perversion of my own. The device I should have created. My data, my equipment, my theories, my mind. They replaced my husk of a body with a new dimension of torment.
So far been peaceful. Just kind of a story chapter. I haven't seen the Keeper in a while. And by that I mean I've never been actually had a chance to kill it outright, unlike Laura. Come out that door, go down this one. Would this be the correct path? No.
Leslie?
It's been possessed by Ruvik already. Final save point? No, this is the save point. OBS.
Hey, damn it! Hey, I know you're out.
Watch out for his eye.
What?
If you want to live, you avoid Ruvik's eye. Watch out for his eye.
What's that supposed to mean?
You'll see.
That's an awful pun.
Poor guy. Rest in peace.
Proper Viking funeral. Rest in peace, Lanterkun. Okay. One of them's got a gun. I'll try and harvest the ammo while I can. Not that way. Like that. I want to get that machine gun cop. Right there. Not enough. With the goo. Click the other goo. Thank you, Ruvik. That was a nice 360 no scope right there. Pretty happy with myself. Oh, that's gonna hurt. If I can mount that. Triple flame. Well, are you not entertained? Is someone up here? Yeah, it's not where I want to be. Come on down. Seems like there's time to use this. A lot of them here. Gotta go. Get rid of the guns. Get rid of that. Start lighting some fires. Oh, damn, he's got an RPG. What? Well, this is not time to be looking at these. I think it's what time to use this. Adios. Funny an RPG, but it was just a chainsaw. But it was getting Resident Evil on me. Round 2. Ah. Hopefully that takes out both of them. Yep. Whoops. Two down. Ah. Sure, plentiful of items. Reminds me of the monster of Sayonara. So what next? Trap hell? Another enemy rush? You might be useful in the future. I think you may be still active. I take the path left traveled. All this pistol ammo and no way to use it. All this ammo in general. Oh boy. You and me. Let's rock. Damn, that smacked me. It's gotta kill him, right? No. Ah, screwed up on that one. Being charged down in this area. basically, if I didn't close that grate behind me, the lyrical things would have came back out and finished me off. So we just close that up. So you don't have to deal with it. I got plenty of these. Well, there was my keeper, which I asked about. Who's next? Let's get this over with.
Ruvik.
I created this world. You cannot keep me here.
Whoops. Take that one out. Take that one out. Shit! One caught me. Switches it out. Let's go for it. Oh! Ooh. Nasty. I get free without triggering him? Maybe I'll try the other side out. So it's either deal with the eye things or deal with the traps. Essentially. I want to try to get some crafting materials out of this if I can, but I'm not going to be able to. Let's bet to shoot out the eye and go for it. Yeah, that was definitely the easiest route. Well, start running. Whew, it's close. Back here again? This time with no goo. Let's see what they did here with that save. Oh. It's gone. Save points here, but upgrading, no.
If I make it out alive, I'm never riding in an elevator again.
Annoying elevator music starts playing just to make you suffer even more. Come on, Ruvik. Do it.
Dr. Jimenez? It can't be.
Help! Help!
That pointer bug is pretty annoying.
Sebastian, get away from him. Sebastian, listen to me. Stop. Your interests are the same as ours.
Look, I get it. You're not just some rookie detective, and this is not just some ordinary kid. You killed Joseph and you shot me. So right at this moment, that's enough reason for me not to trust you.
You're a good man. That's why Doesn't matter anymore. If you know who this kid is, if you know anything, you know why he can't be allowed to live.
Bullshit. It's Ruvik. He's the one that... Leslie, stop!
Leslie!
Frankly, with his design and this whole setup, I half expected the Sephiroth theme to start playing. Well, there's one death animation. Dun, 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 dun. Shit. Oh, God. It's become House of the Dead. It's literally House of the Dead right here. Yeah, even it's those little pointer things. Why did I ever leave that stupid truck floating in the air to shoot me anyway? Why did I borrow my weak point from Lover Brain? It was an RPG. I wasn't just seeing things. Damn, this thing is really close.
I created this world. You cannot keep me here.
Ruvik. I'm going to finish this.
vital signs, sir.
Leave that one. And those two. They're not going anywhere. No one can.
Go, go, go! Detective, are you all right? Is there anyone else?
Just give me some real fresh air.
So that's it for my playthrough of The Evil Within. As you can see from the ending and some of the evil special organizations like Mobius, there's definite sequel hook, and I'm sure this is what this game was really designed for, was to set up a new IP or property, so they can kind of, milk it to death. I know there's some people out there who have doubts if he's still in the machine or not. I think he's probably out of it by now. And, the ending, what you got with him escaping and being the only one alive is probably it. But Joseph could be alive, Kidman is probably alive. So, there's so much sequel hook there. Now, as far as my opinion on the game, if people heard some of my podcasts I did with Partially Critical, you would have kind of heard some of my opinion and whatnot. I find that Evil Within is a very solid game. There's really, as far as a game goes, there's nothing wrong with it really. There's some balancing issues and things like that. I've seen some people complain it's too difficult, which I think is out there. It's not difficult at all. And I think that's just people not being used to older games. This game is not like an older game, it's actually really easy compared to them. But it does share some traits, but it's very small. It's nowhere near, you can screw an entire Resident Evil or Silent Hill run because you blew all your items and you went around killing respawnable zombies or enemies kind of thing. And you just, wasted multi-hours of your life. Either way, back to the point. It's a very solid game. I'm kind of a mixed opinion of this. I'm kind of like the game, but I would never pay full price for it. And I said this during the podcast that this game is essentially Resident Evil, down to a T, except for in a few crucial parts. It has the same exact pacing, it has the certain types of enemies introduced at the same time, and it even has very similar enemies, and even very similar bosses. The only really main difference is it has a very much lack of quick time events, and the writing is a lot different, obviously. What makes it different from Resident Evil 4, and I think from some of the other better kind of horror survivor games like this, is that it has very little charm. The main characters are very unlikable and forgettable. The only one who really carries the story is Ruvik. He's the only one you're going to remember. It takes itself very serious, while also being very campy at the same time, and I can't really tell what it wants to be. I think it actually wants to be taken serious. I think the writing, whoever did the plot, wants to be taken serious, but the people who design the world and monsters and everything, they're thinking, oh, campy, let's just throw every horror tribute we can kind of thing in. And I have this kind of... There's a kind of a thematic clashing, I think, going on a bit at times. The thing is, Resident Evil always had terrible writing too, but it was very memorable terrible writing. Kind of like an awful B movie. This is just kind of like an awful movie, which is not good at all. And it has some parts that kind of remind me of The Evil Dead, the first two movies anyway. But like I said, at the same time, it doesn't have the charm which carried those movies. It just has the over-the-top gore and monsters. And speaking of the monsters and a lot of the set pieces, there's almost no build-up to them. There's no build-up to the bosses most of the time, except for maybe the Keeper. But everyone else just kind of comes out of nowhere. Laura kind of comes out of nowhere, and only to the mansion you actually find out about Laura and what she's about. But aside from that, she just randomly spawns and chases you, and it's a really trite thing. When you compare it to, say, Resident Evil 4 or the previous Resident Evils, there was always a build-up to a lot of set pieces. And it's not just the bosses, it's like the random horde moments. One of the best parts of Resident Evil 4 is the opening village. And there's a lot of build-up to it. You're kind of wondering where the rest of your crew is. You don't see any enemies, you see some traps here and there. And you get to the village and you kind of spy in your goggles and you see these guys burning, strung up. And you're kind of scouting out the village, figuring out your plan. And then when you actually fight them, or they detect you, your first instinct might be to go up in the tower. And in old video games this worked, but this one, they'll chug Molotovs at you. Your other instinct might be to board up the doors and go in buildings, but they break down the doors, and they bring in the chainsaw and all that stuff. It's a very tense and well built up set piece. Evil Within has none of those. It's just a very obvious, here's a horde, kill them kind of thing. Ruvik himself is kind of fun, and I would say the mansion part is actually one of the better parts of the game. It's not good, but it's, I think, a little more better. A little more atmosphere to it. And the other good part would probably be the first level, where you're a little bit more powerless, and it has some charm to it. After that, it's just kind of very generic and by the books, rather. But pretty much, you're not going to remember anyone from this game. Maybe if this is like one of your first horror games, you will. But you're not going to remember these people like you would remember Nemesis, or the various like animal monsters from Resident Evil, like Neptune and all of them, or Tyrant, or even like, let's say, Wesker. This game is better than Resident Evil 5 and 6, Although even Resident Evil 5 I think did some things better, like the first Wesker battle I think is very well done in Resident Evil 5. It has a lot of tension built up to it, it has a cool gimmick, it kind of oozes style, and it's built very well around the co-op that the game tried to sell itself on. The rest of the game is kind of meh, but some of those set pieces are good. If I had to trace the problems or drawbacks of this game, I think it is Shinji Mikami's fault. Because while I think he is a very good game designer, this happens with a lot of designers. They kind of remake their greatest works, or their magnum opuses don't turn out as good as they think they would. Like I refer to it sometimes as George Lucas syndrome, where the original work are up on a pedestal, and every work after that's kind of trying to capture that same magic, but it's just not going to work. And it has like cute little nods and references to the previous works, but it's just kind of banking on nostalgia sometimes. I mean, they did try to separate themselves from Resident Evil with the it's all in the mind gimmick and Ruvik being a different kind of villain. But if you go to the heart of it, there's still zombies, there's still giant eye monsters, and Ruvik is still essentially a, he's not quite a Wesker clone, he's not as snarky, but the way he works in the plotline is essentially Wesker. Or Salazar, or any of those kind of villains they start introducing. But despite all my complaints, it's a very solid game, there's nothing really wrong with it. If I had to compare it with something, I would say that Last of Us actually does a better job in the horror aspect, despite the fact I think it's a glorified movie and it's weak in other parts. This is a better solid game than Last of Us, but Last of Us has much better set pieces and atmosphere, and capturing the tension of what you're fighting and the clickers and whatnot. This is just more of a solid, more gamey game, which is better, but has no, like I said, charm and soul to it. But in the end, I don't regret playing this game at all, so that's kind of where I stand on this game. Anyway, so thank you all for watching me play The Evil Within. I'll see you guys later. Take it easy.